Hi, and welcome to Karl's Kick. My name is Craig McLean, and I'm here with Karl Bryan. This edition of Karl's Kick is going to be about defining your target market. Now, I know this is a very difficult topic for most small business owners to grasp, but it's by far one of the most important. Can you elaborate on that, Karl?
Yeah, look, I would agree with that, like for sure. That it's very difficult for the average small business owner to sort of work out and define, quote unquote, their target market. Can be a reasonably onerous task, and one that in a lot of cases they just don't quite get their head around. In the case that they end up working really hard and not getting the right results. And again, we know that conversion, step 2 of the sales, or the 5-step formula, is essentially conversions. Well, you need to be talking to the right people that are preconceived for your offer prior to going at it. So defining your target market is what I'm saying is hugely essential. It's like you can put together the greatest offer on the planet for free hamburgers, and if you're talking to a vegetarian, it's going to be wasted money. It's going to be an absolute waste of time, right? So you need to make sure you're talking to the right audience. So what I was taught reasonably early in my career is that there's basically a difference. There's science and then there's art. Okay, so as an example, like Craig, you're a graphic designer, so clearly you're far more artistic than I'm going to be, right? So I'm going to get you're going to draw Daffy Duck, and I'm going to draw Daffy Duck. Right? I'm going to look at your Daffy Duck, and it's going to look like Daffy Duck, and probably stupidly good because I know you, right? But you're going to look at my Daffy Duck, it's going to look like a stick man with a beak, right? Not going to be overly impressive and not going to work, right? But if I gave you paint by numbers and I gave myself paint by numbers for Daffy Duck, guess what? The end result would be similar. Yeah. Sure, yours might be a little bit crisper and cleaner, but at least you're going to be able to decipher mine as Daffy Duck clearly, right? Yeah. Well, it's a target market. What we've done is we've sort of broken it down to basically there's 3 areas that you want to concentrate on to define it. Okay, so we basically got geography, we've got demographics, and then we've got affinity. Okay, so I'll elaborate on that. So first of all, geography. Let's say, for instance, you need to make sure that you're in the right area for people to potentially say yes. So an example would be, so you're going to clean carpets for a living. Okay? Well, you're going to spend $1,000 on a marketing and advertising campaign in a particular postcode or particular area. Okay, well, after you spend $1,000, you might find out that most of the people in that area are renting. What do you think the likelihood is of somebody who rents their property to clean carpets? To just sporadically phone up and say, look, I want to pay $80 to get my carpets cleaned. Going to be slim, right? Exactly. It's not going to happen. Yeah. It may, but you can't build a business on that. And by the way, when they move out, all of a sudden, magically, the carpet cleaner rolls up, but you can't build a business on that. Does that make sense? So you need to make sure that the audience that you're talking to is, there's a potential for these people to say yes. So, and the other thing I would say is, you basically, there's preferable neighborhoods, right? And both ways. So you might want to go to a low-end neighborhood because there's a better chance of them buying your product or service, or you might want to go to a really high one and make sure you make a bit of a dent. But what you don't want to do is sort of spend, $500 in a less than desirable area and $500 in a desirable area and just sort of hope for the best. You need to be able to give this, you got to let your marketing campaign get a little bit of traction. But again, and the mistake that I see is that a small business owner will run a good promotion to a bad targeted audience, get a bad result, and then they change the offer without working out that the real problem was the audience. Okay, so that's the free hamburger. You put the great offer for free hamburgers, but find out afterwards you were talking to vegetarians, or not find out, and then all of a sudden do something different with your hamburger and start selling French fries.
That's a huge problem.
It's exactly right. You can see how all of a sudden, and you wonder why 80% of businesses fail. Okay, so geography. Make sure you're in the right postcode. Right. The second thing you want to do is break it down into demographics. So this is age group as an example. This is male or female. Okay, so age group. Let's say that you're selling financial services, right? And you're talking to a bunch of college kids. Do you think your conversions are going to be very good? And the answer is absolutely not. So you can put together the greatest offer, you're talking to the wrong audience. So once again, you need to make sure that the demographic, the age, the age and the gender, say for instance, of the person you're talking to is a likely good result. Another thing you want to think about is like women make, what is the percentage? I think it's 79% of major buying decisions in a household are made by the woman. Okay, so career women between the age of 30 and 55 could be a really powerful group for you. Okay, so again, you want to make sure that you're talking, if you're not talking to the decision maker, if you were going to come in and we want to sell you financial planning and insurance, and I'm talking to the man of the house and the woman is not there, not a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to my target market, because the target market, the person that's more likely to make that decision is the woman. Well, by the way, you need to have them both in the room in order for them to make the decision and to get it over the line on the spot.
Yeah.
But you definitely need to have the woman there. The mistake is they don't ask on the way there, is there anybody else in your family involved in the financial decisions and the decisions for your insurance? Oh, well, my wife. Oh, perfect. Okay, well, bang. Need to make sure she's going to be there. So anyway, demographics. Make sure the demographic of the person you're talking to is a likely target for somebody who will say yes to you. The next thing you want to think about, this isn't one you'll hear very often, but this is affinity. This can be really powerful. This is a great way for you to do business and define a target market. This is where you go and you market to people who already have a relationship with you indirectly. Like, for instance, you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce. Well, I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce, so I can now promote you as a fellow member.
Oh,
right. And then, for instance, I'm I play hockey and you play hockey. Well, all of a sudden, I can go to hockey teams and groups and associations and say, well, look, I'm one of the boys and I'm one of the lads and I'm down there on Thursday night as well. Basically, you're looking to buy a house and I sell houses. That sounds like a perfect marriage. So basically, try find a group of people that, like they're a networking group, they're a chamber, they're a business organization that, all of a sudden you can go to as fellow members or colleagues already to say, look, I think we should definitely, formalize this thing and move forward. And that's why I'm the better result, or I'm the better choice, because you can trust me. And again, I'm one of you. Remember, people buy off people they like, and people like themselves. Okay, so the affinity marketing can work very, very well, and it's one that not many people are doing. So you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and a new member joins up. Well, you want to go to him with your powerful offer straight away. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
and I've also got another saying, but double the energy, triple the sales. Okay, so when you go to your target market, you need to go there with a little bit of flamboyancy. You need to go there with a little bit of energy. Right? So you go there with some energy, and the result and the conversion ratios are going to be far higher because, again, they're going to feel good about doing business with you. So that's how I go about defining my target market, and that's what I recommend everybody does that is listening.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Karl. And thanks for tuning in to this edition of Karl's Kick on defining your target market. We'll see you next time.